so far para sa Talk and Text with Honeycutt delivering 10 points. Pero dun sa huling pagkakataon, may foul on the rebound play. And Nick Velasco back on the line.
That's always been the beauty of having somebody like Honeycutt, who's really an inside-outside kind of guy. You know, in any given situation like this, where you really want to pull up the opposing team's big man from their defensive set, he can just, you know, camp out there in three-point line and keep shooting all night.
High-low play. Nilabas ni Honeycutt. Gives it to Demape. 14 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. They look for Pablo. Pero tinatawuan ni Velasco outside shot by the lefty. Wala.
Now, unfortunately, Miguel does not look as gifted as Honeycutt from the outside.
Oo.
Diba? Parang hindi ganun kaswabe yung outside shot niya. So kahit bitawan sa lipe niya na malayo, okay lang.
Shea Seals, pick and roll play, and that's traveling laban kay Dorian Peña. One of the few turnovers we've seen here in the first quarter. A well-played first quarter. Talk and Text and San Miguel tied at the moment. In the meantime, patuloy ang ating aksyon and a nice pass inside to Victor Pablo from Pete Michael. At ang Talk and Text, lamang na naman ang dalawa, 16-14. This should be a very close game. Kasi pareho halos naman tabla lang sa kanilang pagdating sa lineup.
Correct. In terms of the weapons on paper, you can see they're pretty well matched up. But Dorian Peña is really proving to be a very big X factor na parang walang katapat sa kabila unless Mark Tilan really steps up and has a big game.
Alam mo, he has really learned the art of making space. Ano? Pagkakuha niya ng offensive rebound, and of course the art of flopping. That's his first.
He loves the floor.
That's his first hitting the deck.
His first love.
Alam mo yan, actually, bibilangin. May statistics yun May average yata mga 6
Apat yata. 4 to 6.
4 to 6 a game.
Floor touches a game.
Here's Art Long. Nilabas kay Nick Velasco for 3. Yes! That is a long-distance shot brought to you by PLDT Budget Cards. 24 cents a minute. Ito na ang pinakamababang rate to the US, Hawaii, at Canada. At sabi mo nga, si Nick Velasco just scanned that 3. Like, he owns it.
45% in this conference. Amazing.
For a guy who used to play power forward.
Well, of course, we have to acknowledge the fact that the three-point line is shorter.
That is a no-fear slam brought to you by No Fear Jeans USA. Face your fears, live your dreams.
Bihirang-bihira yun. Si Art Long makakaagaw na makakatapos.
Tatapik ang bola mula sa kamay ni Honeycutt. Nice pass! Oh, yes.
Wow.
That was another No Fear slam brought to you by No Fear Jeans USA. Face your fears, live your dreams.
Great vision there by Gilbert Dumapin. And, you know, for those who are wondering why Patrick Fun is not getting as many minutes, that's the difference. I mean, Patrick Fun is a very good point guard, but he has his own strengths. And itong si Dumapin, he has his own. I mean, he may not be as good as a defender, but he is a good passer, and he likes to run the floor.
So Demape is averaging 3 assists per ball game. Also about 5 points and 2 rebounds in 20 minutes of action.
In fact, you remember that this guy raised a lot of eyebrows when Coach Ruelas drafted him quite early in the draft last year.
That's right.
Was he the first round? First round. Eighth, di ba?
First round.
Talagang taas kila lahat ng tao
Marami pa kasi pwede puliin. Samantala, pumasok mo si Mark Talan with only 38.7 seconds remaining dito sa ating first quarter. Lamang San Miguel ang tatlo na ngayon after trailing by as many as 4 points kanina. Here's Demape, and there's a hand check foul. Laban kay Joey Bente, who is also in the game now.
They have been so consistent with the hand check foul, especially with our FIBA rules. Talagang once, even if your pinky is there, without pressure, it's a foul.
Ganun.
Ganun So as not to impede his motion. Or he was chancing. I don't know.
Okay, fine. Turn around. Michael, he gets his own miss. Lumabas siya. Honeycutt sa labas. He will take a long one. Way up there.
Di talaga siya nahihiya ngayon. He's continuing to pop them up. In his last game where he had 14 points against Red Bull, he was 0 for 6 from 3-point range. So siguro gigil talaga siyang pawiin yung percentage niya.
Only 6 seconds remaining. Alam ni Shea Seals has been looking up at the clock. Only 3 seconds to go. He takes the long bomb. Yes! That is a long-distance shot brought to you by PLDT Budget Card at the buzzer. So on San Miguel, after a slow start, coming out strong in the late first quarter, behind the inside plays of Art Long and Dorian Peña and the outside bombing of Shea Seals and Nick Velasco. They erect a 6-point lead here in the first. And sa Ilocanja, as you take a look at Mr. Henry Coanco of San Miguel Corporation, as well as Coach Jongo Wichico. Asi Taulama is also in the house. Ang mother team niya, ang Talk 'N Text Fun Pals, of course, playing today. And alam mo, actually, itong larong ito, napakahalaga sa koponan ng Talk 'N Text as we take a look at the first quarter numbers here, dominated by San Miguel. Napakahalaga para sa Talk 'N Text because if they should win, it will really force the Selecta RP team, the only team actually that can join the quarterfinals, to win their last 2 games. Kung hindi, kung matatalo yan, actually miski matalo pa, kung matanalo naman ng Talk 'N Text, tapos na no?
Right.
So that's how important this game is. Just to put a little distance between the Talk 'N Text Phone Pals at saka yung Selecta RP team.
Wala na ba sa picture dyan ang Shell?
Well, ang Shell, kailangan din sila manalo, of course.
I mean, but we're talking about between Talk 'N Text and the RPT.
Yan. Joey Mente sa labas, pinabanda pa yung 3. Long distance shot. Brought to you by PLDT Budget Card. 24 cents a minute. Ito na ang pinakamababang rate to the US, Hawaii at Canada. Mente actually averages 37.5% from 3-point range. Now he's 4 out of 9, so tinaas pa niya.
Well, this is going to be an interesting point guard matchup. You've got Mente versus Evans. 2 spark plugs.
Kenny Evans replaced Gilbert Demape as you take a look at that last 3-pointer from Joey Mente. Lusot si Michael. He goes off the window and beat Michael now with a total of 4.
Nice, strong, and quick move. Realizing the double team was coming right away once he received the ball. Turning right away and having that nice soft looper.
Artlong, laban kay Hanikat. Isang bangga. Mente, sasaksak sa loob. Aray!
Scary moment.
Alam mo, he's like, parang may hagdanan laging inaakyat eh.
Grabe, no?
Follow Joey Mente, and that is number 3. Watch this, ha?
Look at how high he gets up.
He will just, parang naglalakad, and then he will just climb the stairs.
Siguro kung bumuka ka na lang siya, malulusot na sa Marcelo.
Kasi lead niya eh. So he really looks like parang he's flying.
Correct.
They go down low. Nilabas kay Hanikat. Long distance shot. Off to the right and out.
Well, he's missed his last 4 attempts from 3. And they have been good attempts, but he hasn't been forcing them.
After making his first 2. Art Long has been silent.
Nagigil siya. Nakita niya walang help defense sa likod ni Hanikat eh. And so everybody's back was turned to the play. So he said, opportunity to take the baseline.
Actually, si Art Long and Pete Michael come from the same university, University of Cincinnati. Kasama rin nila doon si Jermaine Pete at si Damon Flynn, including the former Barangay Ginebra import, si Ryan Fletcher, the white import ng Barangay Ginebra.
And the player of the New Jersey Nets, si Kenyon Martin.
That's right. 7-point ball game. San Miguel on top.
Back-to-back careless errors by the Beerman imports.
And he says, my fault.
Napaka-silent operator talaga itong si Seals. Just does his business. Doesn't show a lot of emotion, no?
A lot of the imports, hindi masyado.
Majority of them are just, non-emotional.
Workers lang talaga, professionals.
Ito mga emotional. Manigal, lang, at saka long.
Medyo, at saka yung mga nagpapakita si Rose Green, yan. May showmanship. Pero yung mga simpleng paglalaro, marami dyan. Si Wosu is, si Ron Hale just does his business like
this. Si baseball. Siguro si Howard, isa pang maingay.
Long distance shot brought to you by PLDT Budget Cards. 24 cents a minute. Ito na ang pinakamababang rate to the US. Hawaii at Canada. Seals with 8 points now in his first or second 3-point conversion. And there's a foul. Wala kay Art Long.
Shoving in the lane there as you see this 3-point shot by Seals in the face of Mark Telan.
Slow replay brought to you by PLDT Tele. Sulit ang direct line sa pag-asenso.
So medyo getting to know you stage check si Hanikat sa si Long. After that shot foul, they've been chatting.
Well, kagaya na sinabi natin, this is the venue where Art Long just blew his top, including the roof of the Cuneta Astrodome. Outside shot, Seals with another bomb. Wala, rebound ni Michael. They look for Honeycutt. Nasa low block. Laban kay Art Long. Moves in. Michael, step back jumper, left hand. Wala pa rin. Under 7 minutes to go dito sa second quarter.
It's gotten a little cold, huh? Both teams, actually.
Yes.
San Miguel has only scored 6 points. Talking Texas only scored 4 points here in the over 3 minutes gone by second quarter.
Nice swipe there coming from Honeycutt. Kenny Evans, hesitation move. Draws the defense. Honeycutt libre. And his 12th point of the game.
Eventually, papasok nila. He's getting good shots. I mean, they're spacing out very well. They're patient enough to move that ball. And he is getting the good looks. Unfortunately lang, before that shot that he just played, he missed 4 consecutively from the outside.
Let me just correct that. 14 points for Gerald Honeycutt now. 4 points in the second quarter. 6 na lamang ang abante ng San Miguel. Oras bumaba na sa 6 na minuto at 15 saglit. Fall away, malakas. Quickly to Michael. Here's Pistol Pete against Art Long. The fake. Kicks it out to Lago. Goes baseline. Look at the defense in San Miguel. Kagad plugging the holes in that front court.
What I'm liking about the defense of San Miguel, they're not allowing Talking Tex to penetrate. Every initial drive they want to do is they're be able to stop it.
Well, ngayon ang ginagawa ng Talking Tex, puro tira sa labas, and it's going in, so the lead is down to 4, and we'll take a timeout here. San Miguel up by 4 points. Kamusta po sa ating mga kaibigan sa lalawigan ng Cavite as we take a look at MVP Manny Pangilinan and of course Mr. Iggy Yenko, ang Board of Governor ng Talking Tex Phone Pals. Aba, mga tiga-Pawa, Cuyo, Palawan. Aba, kamusta po kayo lahat dyan sa lalawigan ng Palawan? Of course, Southern Tagalog. All our friends. There's a traveling violation laban kay Art Long.
Marami-rami na ang turnovers ng imports ng San Miguel dito sa second quarter natin, giving the opportunity for Talking Tex to crawl back in this game after being down by 8. There's only 4.
5.5 remaining sa second quarter. Galan. Pick and roll, wala.
But that's been rare. As we mentioned earlier, bihira natin nakakita ang mga player ng Talking Tex na nakakapag-penetrate. That's been one of the rare times, and he almost had it.
Again, we're seeing the domination here ng imports ng Talking Tex. They have combined for a total of 20 of the 26 ng Talking Tex. The only other player scoring is Victor Pablo, who's not even on the floor now. Well, babalik na siya kanina si Patrick Fan pala na papasok.
So it just goes to show what we were talking about at the start of the game, the lack of the consistent local support.
Patrick Fan replacing Jerome Ejercito. So now Fran is playing number 2. And he will take on Shea Seals as we take a look at some turnover numbers here.
Looking at the turnovers. In this quarter alone, 5 na po ang San Miguel. Isa lang para sa Talking Tex. And there you go. The defense of Patrick Fan already paying off.
And an offensive foul laban kay Art Long.
So another turnover by the imports.
Okay, here we go.
He's starting to chat.
Here we go.
With one of his best friends here. It's the referee Ernie De Leon. And he gets
it. There he goes.
He knows him very well.
That is his third foul. And he may just be thrown out here. If he stops, if he doesn't stop.
Hindi na matuto eh. Yan ang favorite customer niya eh. Si referee De Leon eh. That's the guy who really...
Kagad nilapitan na siya ni Dorian Peña eh. Liga na, Marco. Sabi niya, tama na. Awat na. And Art Long is now talking to referee Ernie De Leon, who's right in front of the commissioner. Commissioner June Bernardino.
So ilang free throw to? 1 or 2? That still confuses me. If it's bench technical, you get 2.
This is one free throw, a single free throw for Pete Michael.
Okay.
But more importantly, that is the third foul now on Art Long.
So upo siya ngayon.
Upo na naman siya.
Enjoyed the Cuneta Astrodome bench until the third quarter. At yun, kung kailan pa humahabol na itong Talking Tex, and they've been turning the ball over again and again. Not good for San Miguel at this point.
So now San Miguel playing with only one import. Of course, that is the way they played against FedEx. And yet they pulled off a rousing victory. In fact, kinampakan nila ang FedEx.
And that was the time Seals was really able to prove himself that he can contribute and actually dominate the offense without Art Long on the court.
But against a big Mobiline team,
that's a question.
That may be different. Here's Shea Seals going inside. Tough shot. Yun ang sinasabi mo. He's now beginning to take over. Lead is down to a single point. Shea Seals now in double digits with 10. 3-point lead para sa San Miguel Beermen. Of course, pag nandiyan si Dorian Peña, it always looks like you have another import.
Dati pa yun.
Diba?
Lalo na ngayon, the way he's so agile.
Oh. Losing all those pounds.
Alam mo, may kurento sa akin si Bill Velasco na hindi ako makapaniwala. Yung middle name ni Dorian is also fruity.
Oh, no,
I swear.
Oh, no, strawberry.
No,
Ano?
but I mean, I'll figure it out.
Apple.
Hindi naman.
Mansanas.
Basta tuwan-tuwa sila nung...
Chico.
Basta, tuwan-tuwa sila nung simula nung MBA na pumasok ng mamang to na Dorian na, tapos that middle name, and then Pinya pa. Basta, hukay kayo para sa'yo.
Ha? Eh, nakikinig si Bill ngayon. Bill, paki-text mo si Tite.
Sige.
32 to 29. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Buko.
Rambutan eh. Yun.
Yes, that middle name game. Artelan, mahina sa pangalawa. Rebound, tinapik mula sa likod. Rebound, nakuha pa rin ni Michael.
Ngayon, it's starting to show they're missing long.
Yes. Tap out by Shea Seals. Seals now taking on Pete Michael. Samantala, ang kumukuha na kid Honeycutt is Dorian Peña, so the rotation has to be changed. Camboa is there on Mark Telan. And a 30-second timeout has been requested by the phone pals now. With 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining, mukhang si Bill Bino will probably make adjustments now to tell his boys, wala na si Art Long dyan.
Correct.
This is the way we do it.
This is the opportunity to really pour it on. Huwag yun ang palampasin to. If there's any time to turn on your jet boosters, di ka nga ngayon na. Well, just to give you an update, Art Long is not even on the bench of San Miguel. For some strange reason, he just walks straight to the dugout.
Oh, we've seen a couple of imports like that dito sa ating, Governor's Cup, which really doesn't look very well. We've seen how Chris Morris has been, how he's looking Ryan Gregorio on stage. So, well, some of these imports, we've seen also how the teams have just kicked out very good imports like Silas Mills.
Silas Mills right away, even si Muneki.
I
mean, that guy was a good player, but it was also attitude problems that decided
his fate.
Yep.
In the meantime, Tokentech's fate lies in their own hands right now. What with Art Long out of the ball game with 3 fouls. And all of a sudden, a resurgent offense for them. Evans ang nagtitimon. They go down low, pick Michael. Seals is on him. Kicks it out. Fran for 3 for the lead. Wala. Lago also in the game now. That's Dwight Lago. For more firepower. Again, look at Peña just challenging everyone here. And you know, yung hustle ni Peña gives him the benefit of the doubt. Not too many calls on him whenever he tries to battle for the ball.
Correct. Because he's just running there, and because of his size and his momentum, napapangga at nababal siya talaga yung mga binabanggaan niya.
Double team on Honeycutt. Cross-court, libre si Patrick Fran. He's got a nail that one. Wala pa rin.
But he already wanted to get his rhythm with that rhythm dribble is what they call for the shooters to try to get that...
Another outside bomb here. That is a long-distance shot brought to you by PLDT Budget Card. The 24 cents a minute. Ito na ang pinakamababang rate to the US, Hawaii, and Canada. San Miguel weathering the loss of Art Long. They're on top by 7. 7-point lead dito para sa San Miguel. Bagamat wala si Art Long, patuloy ang kanilang pagsisipag. It's really, kinadaan nila sa sipag dito, TJ.
Correct. I mean, of course, it helps also to have hot shooting Shea Seals on the side.
Pero si Honeycutt sumagot na. It's been a while na ito si Honeycutt nakakuha ng punto. 16 points na para kay Gerald Honeycutt. He had 10 points in the first quarter. He and Michael have combined for 23 now. Gusto ni Seals na isolation. Ilabas siya kay Lago sa kanto. Nandun yung kanya kapatid. Diba? Lago versus Lago. Outside shot by Seals again. That was another long distance shot brought to you by PLDT Budget Card.
Alam mo, it's really reminding you of that situation against FedEx when Art Long also had to sit out early because of foul trouble and Seals just took over.
Seals is shooting an incredible 45% from three-point range. In his last game against FedEx, he shot 57%. Honeycutt.
So just imagine the perimeter weapons at San Miguel. They've got Velasco shooting about the mid-40s also from 3. You got Seals, and you also have Boybits Victoria on the court. Plus, Dwight Lago. Kulang na lang, pa 3-point shooter mo na ito si Boy.
Against
Sobra na
3
yun.
points,
Sobra na yun. Over.
Ito, 3 points up na naman. Velasco Palomo pa. Rebound, nakuha ni Hanikat. Takbo ang mga nakasul. Dimapi may dala sa gitna. Miguel Catalan running the wings. Tip in by Michael, wala pa rin.
Medyo malayo lang ang take-off nito, but they did the right thing. Good patience by Dimape, waiting for the trailer instead of forcing the issue with Miguel. Michael.
A minute and a half remaining. The second quarter. Seals again. In your face. Wala. Takbuhan na naman. But it may be wise to wait for Hanikat because wala naman si Artlong. Here's Pisto Pete turning around. Baseline move. Gorgeous shot. And now, the lead is down to 4. 9 points para kay Pete Michael, the native of Rock Island, Illinois.
Well, this is the interesting thing about Bilbaino's decision of changing Danny Johnson. I guess they opted for another inside player to maximize the versatility of Hanikat being inside and outside.
Oh, yan.
Diba? So, kumbaga, Hanikat can spend more time in the perimeter.
Correct. Kasi yung Bugs Johnson talagang parang Bugs sa Dornado lang yun.
No, shooter na shooter talaga.
Here's that last move by Pete Michael. Spinning the former Houston Rockets player going up against Velasco. And that slow-mo replay was brought to you by PLDT Tele. Sulit ang direct line sa pag-asenso.
Well, we have an update na si Shea Seals is already shooting 4 out of 7 from 3-point line.
Which is what he did against FedEx.
And we're not yet over halftime. Wala pang halftime.
Sakto yun. Well, he has 18 points already to lead all scorers together with Gerald Hanikat. Another bomb. Bang. Long distance shot was brought to you by PLDT Budget Card. And San Miguel is doing it from the perimeter. 39.8 seconds remaining. May 30-second timeout na hiniling dito si Coach Bilbaino.
That just hurts, no? It really hurts to have to defend a team that 4 deadly outside shooters on the court, which what you mentioned earlier. Look at this again. You got an isolation against Patrick Fan. He decides to post him up because he's a head taller. So the help comes, opens up a wide open weak side for Dwight Lago.
The other thing about that is the spacing of San Miguel. If you notice in that slow-mo replay, si Boybits Victoria was right at the top of the key, just floating, and he was another option.
Correct.
So, kung ikaw depensa ni Bilbaino, DJ, how do you start taking care of that problem from the perimeter?
I would try a zone right now. I'd experiment with a 2-3 zone for the next couple of plays because you've got 4 shooters.
Oh.
And there's no real inside threat except for Peña.
Oh.
Diba? So maybe that could be an option for them right now.
With 39.8 seconds remaining, it just may be a good time para kay Coach Bill to do some experimenting.
But a wide zone, not a tight zone inside.
Here's Dimape. Brand popping out from that shot.
Libre, no?
Ito, libre sa kabila. Wala, mahina. 7-point lead for the Beermen. Already with their longest winning streak of the season, 3 games. Looking for their 4th straight win. Samantalang ang phone pals have lost their last 2 and 4 of their last 5 games. Here's Seals looking up at the clock. It reads 5 seconds. Step back jumper. Wala. Rebound ni Pete Michael. May oras pa. Second to go. Has to pull the trigger. Naku, naubusan ng oras. I'm talking text phone pals. So, San Miguel going to their outside artillery. And they explode their bombs from long distance to lead the talking text phone pals by 7. Pete Michael opening up the scoring here in the 3rd quarter to cut down that San Miguel lead to 5. Parehong starting units ng dalawang koponan. Art Long is back in the game playing with 3 personal fouls. Of course, pag nakakuha siya ng pang-apat niya, upo na siya. He has 8 points, however. Better than his total in his last game where he only scored 6. Offensive foul. Dorian Peña. That is number 2 now on Big Boy Dorian.
So we'll see if Talking Tex will adjust their game plan and attack the defense of Art Long, who, as we said, has 4 fouls. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to Miguel against Art Long.
Yun din ang switch ng San Miguel. Now, Art Long is taken on
Miguel, imbis na si Hanikat.
inside. Hanikat. Napayungan ni Seals.
Ngayon naman, feeling ni Hanikat mas kaya niya si Peña.
Oo.
So,
Pero tumutulong ang depensa ng San Miguel.
that's what they've been doing well in the first half. They're really collapsing well and helping out.
There's that slow-mo action. Brought to you by PLDT's Telesulit ang direct line sa pag-asenso. Bounce pass inside, natapik ni Pete Michael. Kick out. Headed and late to the basket, off the back iron, rebound ni Artlong. Under 9 minutes to play. It's third quarter. A game that is both very interesting and very important. Two teams that met in last conference's actions, the quarterfinals, as Dorian Peña ups their lead to 7.
So we just love sneaking in there in the baseline. Hindi siya nabantayan na maigi ni Miguel. Just took his eyes off of him.
Baksak si Honeycutt, nadulas. At itinapon niya yung bola. No complaints from Sweet Honeycutt. I'd like to say happy anniversary kay Tito Romy Villonco. And say hello to all the Villonco clan. Welcome sa bahay ng Superstars. 45-38. 7-point ball game. San Miguel. Nice turn by Artlong. Simple lang.
Medyo mahirap na tira para sa kanya. We're not used to seeing him taking mid-range shots. No? In fact, I was about to say Honeycutt already did a decent job of pushing him out of the paint when he received that ball.
They look for Pablo. Shot clock is down to 8.
Mabagal mag-develop yung play na to para sa kanila. This is where they've been wanting to go.
Kick out play. 2 seconds to shoot for 3. Oh no, this is only a 2-point shot. 3 pa na. Long distance shot brought to you by PLDT Budget Cards. 24 cents a minute. Ito na ang pinakamababang rate to the US, Hawaii, at Canada.
So nakabawi pa sila doon even though that play really developed so slow for them.
Oo. Muntik na maubusan eh.
Oo.
Moibits Victoria has been very silent here. Maganda defense sa kanyang dumape. Shea Seals, he exploded in the second quarter. Nice fake. He goes up with a lean-in jumper. Wala. And the shot clock will expire here. It will be a jump ball. It will be a jump ball.
Well, that intricacy of that rule saying if the buzzer sounds simultaneously when the ball hits the rim, it's a jump.
Pero hindi, well, okay.
It's really weird, the rule to me.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a FIBA rule.
Although if the buzzer sounds in the air right after the player releases it, then that's a automatic violation.
Oh. Well, kasi sa, di ba, ang logic says, pag tinira mo, tumunog ang basket, tumama sa ball, go, tuloy ang play.
Yes, in the regular PBA rules and in old FIBA rules. This has just been adjusted, I think, after the last Olympics.
Girian and Peña will be called for the foul.
Nako, tatlo na to.
Parang nagsasabong silang dalawa doon sa ilalim.
So now they've got two big men with 3 fouls each with still 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. So much more na talagang manlalaki ang mga mata ni Miguel at ni Honeycutt na talagang pukpukin sa loob against Peña and Long because either of them who gets a foul, apat na yan.
And no move from Coach Shot Tomkinson to make any changes here. Muntik na maagaw ni Nick Velasquez yung pasa ni Pete Michael ni Pablo. Here's Pablo outside looking for his shot. Shot clock is down to 11. Short stab. Wala. Rebound ni Peña. Peña now with a total of 6 boards. Outside shot to Victoria. Short. Here's Pisto Pete running the break. Pinanggan ni Victoria. There's a foul. Almost an end one play. Instead, mabibigyan ng 2 free throws si Pete Michael.
Well, you're looking at San Miguel now that's looking a little tentative, especially in that last play na medyo maaga yung tira ni Victoria and thus giving this fast break opportunity to Michael. Sige na, gayahin kita. Nakakahilo eh. Nag-Miguel ako, nagna-Michael ka eh.
Slow-mo replay brought to you by PLDT Telesulit ang direct line sa pag-asenso. Parang madali na.
Kailangan may cohesion. Kung Michael. Kasi baka isipin na, 2 tao pinag-usapan natin.
Kasi mahirap eh. Kasi sa ating mga Pinoy kasi, di ba? Simple lang yan, Michael.
Oh, Michael.
Si Pete Michael is coming off a stint with the Houston Rockets training camp. It was a Southern California Summer Pro League in Long Beach. And prior to that, he played for the Kansas City Knights in the American Basketball Association where he was voted MVP.
I'd be curious though to find out exactly what position he played there. Kasi he looks like an in-between. He's a 6'5", 6'6" guy who can play the inside and the outside, but he does not have that much of a reliable shooting touch.
Medyo nagtimpi na lang si referee Ilagan eh. Nagtimpi na lang eh.
Yep.
Pero pang-apat na yun ni Art Long.
And a useless foul at that.
A useless foul indeed.
Yung susundot ka na lang kung kailan
Let's
mo
watch
na
this.
yung rebound.
Ito natin ha. Kung may ayun ang sundot eh. Oo nga naman. Tinamaan ang kamay. And Art Long is going to sit down again with his 4th foul. So this is the 2nd straight game that Art Long has been used sparingly because of foul trouble. 4 fouls for the big man.
So now we'll see how Talking Tex can really take advantage of the hole in the middle, especially with Peña with 3 fouls also.
Ito yan, kagaya niya, wala na nagawa si Peña. Hindi niya maitulak si Anikat.
Now Gamboa's got to do a better job of helping out inside.
If you look at that San Miguel lineup, they don't have too many experienced big men there left on the bench.
All they have is Carmona left and
Uy, that's another offensive foul here. So ngayon, kapit-kapit na problema na San Miguel. The lead is down to 2 here from a high of 9 points. Nick Velasco compounding their woes here, and Shot Tankinsen will have to talk things over. With 5:41 remaining sa 3rd quarter. By the way, doon sa mga hindi po nakapanood ng ating first game, nanalo ang Pure Foods laban sa Red Bull, North versus South. Dahil ang Pure Foods ang nasa ilalim, Red Bull ang nasa ibabaw, snapping Red Bull's winning streak. And in the meantime, ang Pure Foods finally gets their 2nd win with their new imports, Chris Morris and Warren Rosegreen.
although it's all for naught, but Pure Foods has been eliminated already thanks to FedEx winning, thus eliminating Pure Foods and Ginebra.
Good hustle here, and this is hustle points. Coming from Gamboa and Nick Velasco, keeping the ball alive. Tapos napunta kay Shea Seals for the end one play here.
Correct. Ito ang kailangan ingatan ng Talking Tex. San Miguel has proven time and again in this conference that they are a team that really supports their imports well. So even though with Art Long out, the locals I'm sure will step up as they have been. Itong si Shea Seals also has proven in the last game he can dominate when he wants to.
20 points para kay Shea Seals, following up his big 26-point performance in his last game. In the meantime, ball will go back to Talking Tex after that miss by Shea Seals. 5 minuto na lang po nalaman sa third quarter. Lamang ang San Miguel ng 4. They kick it around. Napunta kay Lago sa kanto. Telander's cut by Michael. And again, Peña just cannot do anything to stop the inside play.
Exactly. Well, that time around, nice ball movement by Talking Tex. Good recognition by Honeycutt na di-double team siya kaagad dahil si Gamboa na bumabantay sa kanya. And that's gonna open things on the perimeter with the phone pass.
May foul si Elmer Lago laban kay Shea Seals. Siya ang merong responsibilidad na pigilan itong si Seals. Third foul on Lago.
So basically, Bilbao has been switching with 2 defenders against Seals. Itong si Patrick Fan and Elmer Lago.
Naipit si Shea Seals. Look at Peña, dive for the ball.
Mahaba pa shot clock. No need for them to rush.
Yes. Victoria on the run. Wala. Rebound. Tinapik ni Honeycutt palabas. It will remain. It may just be with San Miguel. Yes. Handled last by Gerald Honeycutt. .422 to go. San Miguel playing with only 1 import. Art Long picking up his 4th foul in this third quarter. He had 3 fouls in the first half in a 30-second timeout. Ang iilingin ngayon ni Shot Tankinsen with 4:21 remaining here in the third.
Alam mo, interestingly, itong San Miguel, since the 8:09 mark, has only scored 2 points. So their offense has been on a standstill until that last drive of Shea Seals.
Well, if you look at how the way they tried to parry the blows noong second quarter, it was through their outside shooting.
Oo naman. Well, all the more now that they don't have Art Long. But what they're going to have to do is to move the ball quicker and more efficiently on the perimeter amongst those guys outside. Because before you got Art Long with the anchor of your offense, then he gets doubled or they sag down, he kicks it out, he finds them. Now it's going to be a little tougher for them to find those open looks.
Oh. Again, we're happy to have you with us, Philippines. Noli Iyala po kasama si TJ Manotok for our second offering today, Saturday edition ng Samsung PBA Commissioner's Cup. Medyo patapos na ang ating elimination round and we're going to that critical quarterfinal phase. Couple of teams already knocked out of the race. Ebra, tsaka ang Purefoot, another nice shot from Shea Seals, and he is just shooting the lights out here at the Cuneta Astrodome.
Well, that's the problem with Patrick Fan anyway. Patrick is quick enough and tough enough to stay right in front of him. But when Seals goes for that fadeaway shot, hindi abot ni Patrick.
Hindi niya mabablanka yun. And even the vision, hindi niya masyadong ma-i-impair. In the meantime, si Pete Michael patuloy na magpasok sa loob. Here's another tough shot. Oh, what a shot!
Doing it on the left side, now doing it on the right side. Seals knows that he will not be able to pass Patrick Fan. But with that drive to the baseline, when Patrick closes it, he'll just have that slight push and give him that enough room to take that fadeaway shot.
Seals now with 24 points to lead all scorers dito sa laban na to. San Miguel maintaining a 4-point lead. They are weathering the storm. A great catch. And a great catch.
Mahirap nga naman yung San Miguel. And he's a lefty.
Wow.
So to catch him the offhand like that, pwede siyang wide receiver.
Yes. Especially with his build. Dos puntos ang abante na San Miguel. It's as close as it can get here. Seals again. Short on this shot. Rebound ni Gamboa. Back to Seals. Nowhere to go. Nilabas kay Velasco for 3. Wala. Rebound ni Hanigat. Opportunity to tie. Tumatakbo si Michael. Nandun lamang si Victoria. Nabitawan ng bola at may foul. At tinawag si referee Kalungkagen against Victoria. So the action is picked up here as the Talk and Text phone pass trying to take advantage of the absence of Art Long. We'll be back sa inyong bayan ng superstars. Tabla na tayo, DJ, 53 all.
Although it's been at a slower pace, I'm sure this is not the pace that Coach Bilbano wanted. That when they lost Art Long, tagal na nun, that was about 5 minutes ago, he was hoping that they would really begin to pull away. But somehow San Miguel has found a way to really keep in step with the phone pass and maintain their lead. And although ngayon lang talaga tumabla.
It has been a short night for Long.
The irony of it.
Parang siklista yan eh. Kumalas yung kadena ng kalaban mo. Medyo you make your move, pero Velasco continues to grind here. Long distance shot brought to you by PLDT budget cards at 24 cents a minute. Ito na pinakamababang rate to the US, Hawaii and Canada. So San Miguel back in the lead. The last time Talk and Text led was back in the first quarter at 14-10. Here's Honeycutt for the tie. Yes, another long distance shot here. Brought to you by PLDT budget cards. At 24 cents a minute, ito na ang pinakamababang rate to the US, Hawaii at Canada.
Only Honeycutt's second field goal here in the third quarter. His first outside shot.
23 points for Gerald Honeycutt. 3 threes trace already for him. Cross court, Velasco will try again. Misses this one. Rebound to Pete Michael. For the lead. They give it to Honeycutt. For the 3-point lead. Yes! Long distance shot brought to you by PLDT budget card. And now, Shot Tompkinson, nakaamoy na ng panganib. He'll call a full timeout. Oh no, a 30-second timeout rather. Para sa San Miguel Beermen, as sabi nga natin, in the first half, siguro hindi na sorpresa ang Talk and Text na nawala si Art Long na maaga. But here in the second half, nakita nila yung opportunity and they're doing it this time and they've taken over the lead with back-to-back trace here coming from Gerald Honeycutt.
Well, they've slowly been able to adjust, and of course, add to that, their outside shooting is beginning to be more consistent as San Miguel had it in the second quarter.
Well, ironically, ang lamang nakuha nila sa pamamagitan ng outside shot, hindi sa loob.
Exactly. Well, it's been happening because whenever they get the ball to either Michael or Honeycutt, ang bilis kumukulap sa San Miguel. There's a double team na may collapse pa sa weak side. So talagang sumisikip yung loob. And I seriously doubt them getting inside points anyways because San Miguel is so paranoid with that fact na wala si Art Long. That's why it's opening up on the outside.
Kenny Evans ang nagtitimon ngayon. San Miguel will have to slow things down here. Shea Seals and the blocking foul laban kay Patrick Fan, who stepped into the lane. He expected the dribble, but it was ruled a blocking foul. His second foul. Penalty na ang Talk and Text, and that'll send Shea Seals the free throw line. Well, ang Talk and Text also is in the penalty, so both teams over the limit. A minute and 31 seconds remaining in the third. do it by himself, at least for this stretch. Keep the ship afloat. 25 points for Seals. He has scored 20 points since the first quarter. Because nga, kakulangan ng opensa, Artlong.
Correct. Medyo bumabawi.
Now he has 26 points, 21 since the first quarter. Lead is down to 1. Inside. Masyadong tusok yung angulo.
Well, Seals already matching his career high and conference high, obviously, which he had in the last game against FedEx. 6 points. So this is his most explosive game so far.
And again, it's because kailangan gumawa siya.
Correct.
Bibigyan siya ni pick ni Dorian Peña. Sabi ni Seals, umalis ka dyan. Kaya ko na to. Pininig niya kay Boybits Victoria. 6 seconds to shoot. Victoria sees an opening with the left hand.
Gorgeous move.
So San Miguel again up by 1 here. And a 30-second timeout has been requested by the Talk and Text phone pals. As the Beermen grab the lead again, and this time mukhang San Miguel has plugged the holes dun sa outside, and they're also trying to take care of business inside here.
That's right. Well, they're starting to prove the fact that they're not just an Artlong team. You know, when they're there, they're good with him. When he's not there, they can still play well without him, and that's what they've been doing with their locals, really stepping up. Like now, Boybits Victoria, Nick Velasco hitting a 3-point shot, and of course, itong si Seals is still dominating for them.
Victoria with his first 2 points is a drive na yung kanina. And as you mentioned, TJ, 8 points na si Nick Velasco. Peña also with 8 points. Lago has not been able to hit, well, he's back in the game now. Well, the good thing about it, we heard some yung last minute instructions. I got Seals, sabi ni El Lago. The good thing about it is Artlong is on the bench. Yep, na San Miguel. So he's keeping warm there, hoping that he can come back strong in the fourth quarter. There's Artlong, the former NBA veteran. Well, with him around, San Miguel has been dominating. 1-point lead para sa Beermen. Only 46 seconds to go in the third. For what has been a very tight contest. The biggest lead has only been 9 points. Briefly held by San Miguel. Narito si Demape, nilabas kay Lago. They go down low, Telan. 7 seconds to shoot. Balik kay Telan, 3-point shot. Wow. And Velasco with a big rebound.
That was a good possession, though. They were very patient, spaced it out well, kicking the ball from inside to outside and back inside, and finally settling for a 3-point shot.
We have not seen Vic Pablo back in the game, DJ.
Correct.
Siyang gumawa ng first quarter.
5
6 points. Oh, total of 9 already para kay Victor Pablo. Seals. Libre si Lago ng bahagya. They go down low. Peña finally getting a touch here.
Oh,
the
there's a foul.
Right as the shot clock sounded here. And Bill Beno again complaining this one.
Monicat's going to pick up a second personal foul. Well, you see his arms are at that angle na medyo nakababa. But the thing is, he didn't bring it down. It was there already when Peña jumped into him. So discretion ng referee.
Could have been a let go, no?
Yeah, could have been a let go. Kasi, I mean, the referees always say, if you put your arms down, then it's a foul. But the thing is, that's how it started. When he put his arms up, nandun na sa angulo na yun. So maybe with that angle, deceived the referees and saying na binaba niya.
Well, Peña missed his first free throw. 4.7 seconds to go. Double 8 production here for Peña. 2 misses. Only 3 seconds to go. Here's Demape throwing a long one and missing that one. So nagtatapos po ang third quarter. Nakakain ng lamang ang Talk and Text dito. For a while they tasted it. Pero yung lamang na San Miguel lumiit na. It's only a 1-point lead going into the final quarter. Magbabalik po ang inyong bayan ng Superstars sa ilang sandali. Ang fourth quarter, 9 minutes and 46. Narito si Shea Seals. Artlong, by the way, is back in the game. And Shea Seals, that was a long-distance shot brought to you by PLDT Budget Cards at 24 cents a minute. Ito na ang pinakamababang rate to the US, Hawaii, and Canada.
That is as tough as a 3-pointer can get.
Oops! Nakaagaw pa si Seals. 29 points for Seals. This is his career high. Artlong gingerly puts it in. And the return of Mr. Long has given San Miguel a lot of kumbaga, breathing room here.
Perfect pass there by Boywood Victoria. And that just goes to show also the kind of influence that Duncanson has had on the San Miguel team, the way they've been playing. They've been playing more freely, especially in this last conference. Yung mga situation na ganun, kung nandun si Jong at si Rodrigo, slow down. But shot has somehow let them flee. And they've been doing so well like this.
Another long distance shot brought to you by PLDT Budget Cards. 24 cents a minute. Ito na ang pinakamababang rate to the US, Hawaii, and Canada. 8 straight points here for San Miguel. And all of a sudden, that 1-point lead is up to 9. Ang San Miguel, bahagya ng nahabol dito. But with the return of Art Long, they have gotten back their bearings. And 8 straight points, courtesy of Seals, Long, and Boybits Victoria. And they're back on top by 9. Slow-mo replay brought to you by PLDT Telesulit. Ang direct line sa pag-asenso. Kailangan makabalik dito ang Token Tex, ha? Tinapik palabas.
Well, again, they're going to start anchoring the offense on Gerald Harnicat at the post against Art Long, but they're still going to be collapsing in double teaming because they won't allow Art Long to take him one-on-one with him having 4 fouls at the stage. And you really have to give it to the defense of San Miguel. They've done a great job on rotating.
Kanina pa gusto ibigay ni Hanikat yung bola kay Lago. Finally, naiikot yung bola at libre si Hanikat. Again, si Long is 4 fouls.
Correct. Now that's an option they're going to have to keep looking at in this fourth quarter. They started the ball with Hanikat against Long. Nagka-double, nagka-rotate. Since they're scrambling, Long had to leave Hanikat, and Hanikat was left with only Seals defending him. So they could be hitting him on the swing on the other side.
Bad pass. Shea Seals passed outside. Akala ni Lago titira na siya, so he was going inside for the possible rebound. 8 minutes remaining in this basketball game. Again, the last time San Miguel won 4 straight was back in the Governor's Cup last year when they still had a full complement of players. Samantala, ang Token Tex has not lost 3 straight under the Bill Beno era. Yamape with a high looping shot, and the lead is down to 5.
Alam mo, correction pa lang. Ngayon lang pala nag-adjust si Coach Duncanson. Nag-2-3 defense na ngayon na San Miguel. This is the first time we're seeing them pull this off in this game. It deceived me a bit kanina. I thought it was just a double and rotate, but no, it's a 2-3 now. Just to keep Art Long from really being on one guy.
There is a foul called on Demape, his second foul. First team foul on Token Tex. 7.5 remaining in this game. Here's Long. He has 4 fouls. Oh, yes, sir! That was a No Fear slam brought to you by No Fear Jeans USA. Face your fears, live your dreams. Tinrabaho niya ng tinrabaho si Hanikat, then finally spun towards the baseline, and he got away.
He started in too deep already. He was just a foot away from the paint. That was too deep for him already. At wala pang help defense from Token Tex.
Tap out by Seals. And again, that 2-3 zone ng San Miguel, well, a little baffling a little bit itong Token Tex. Here's that fantastic move. Look at him work on Hanikat, then boom, exploding to the hole. Slow-mo replay brought to you by PLDT Telesulit and direct line sa pag-asenso. There is a foul here.
Risky situation there for San Miguel. Akala nila, wag naman sana kay Long. But no, it was on Telan warding off against Art Long.
Hindi nga nakahinga si Coach Duncanson eh. Yeah, whoops! Art Telan picking up his second foul. Second team foul din yan ng Token Tex. Malinis pa San Miguel. Under 7 minutes to go.
Now let's see if Token Tex sends some help.
Bullet-like pass.
Well, that time, wala naman immediate double team. But maybe later on, if Art Long still gets an isolation at the post, if he gets in the paint, maybe they might send it up. But if not, I doubt if Hanikat can really stop him one-on-one if he starts that deep inside.
Long averages about 5 turnovers a game. So he threw that one away. Telan's way deep at the baseline, missing that one.
You know, maybe they want to bring back Victor Pablo.
Oh, matagal nang nakaupo yun eh.
Diba? Yun yung binanggit natin na medyo uminit for the locals in the first half. He has stopped with 9, diba?
As a matter of fact, si Victor Pablo leads all local scorers Token Tex with 9 points. Sabi ko nga. Here's Seals falling away. Oh, yes, sir. He really has the touch.
And he's feeling it tonight. He's feeling it tonight. It's a career night. Last game around, he had 26, now 31 already.
He's just a sweet shooter. No doubt about it. When he to he can score. Here's Pete Michael.
Oh!
Foul. Let's see.
Who's
Si Lago umamin.
Lago immediately admits.
Oo. Ako na. Oh, huwag mo lang tingnan yung isa, ha? Ako. And immediately they looked at the hands of Anthony Kalungkagin. If it was going to signal two circles.
Oo nga eh. One of the very few times siguro in this game that all eyes in the Coliseum were on referee Kalungkagin.
Oh.
Ganun siya kasikat for that fleeting moment. His shining moment in glory. Few seconds.
Michael at the line, 21 points for Michael, but he has not scored because of fourth quarter, and that is his first point. Was drafted by the Dallas Mavericks in the second round ng 2000 NBA draft, 58th pick overall. Ito si Pete Michael. Then he was traded to the New York Knicks. 72-65, 7-point ball game. Velasco, semi-hook. Wala, rebound ni Hanikan.
That was a different look that time for San Miguel. The first time around that they've been isolating itong si Nick Velasco.
Lipe sa lago ng Bagya. Inside to Michael, step to the line. Clearly. Sayang.
Just ran out of real estate there. He had a good play, good pass, nice cut, di ba?
Yeah.
Would have had that reverse layup against Long, and you know Long wouldn't really go for the big block.
Maganda. It was a real nice play developing for them. As they say, there's no points.
Maraming ano yun, maraming ending yung...
Nilinis pa yung ring. 33 points for Mr. 32.
And he's not done. They really haven't found anybody who can stop him.
No.
They've tried Lago, they've tried Patrick Fran, wala. And even if they put maybe Pablo, he'd be too slow naman, even if they put somebody taller.
Michael, the longest there, bothering that shot.
Lang pa rin siya doon, no? Even though, you know, Long is not afraid. I mean, he's got 4 fouls, but he's still jumping with them.
Pass mo daw si Long, you know?
Oh.
Makatla siya. Nice pass! And it runs the ring. That was a No Fear slam brought to you by No Fear Jeans USA. Face your fears. Live your dreams. And Seals and Long combining. They have an 11-point lead now, and that was a little bit of a put down there by Michael. But a very meek reply. Lamang ang San Miguel lang siya. May oras pa dito, 4.5.
Matagal pa to. But Tex has to do it on defense.
Complexion of the game may change if Long is fouls out here. Short stop, wala. Tapik ni Patrick Fran, napunta kay Seals. Long will not take a shot. Sabi niya, may oras naman eh. And he's a veteran. He knows how to play the game. Tap by Honeycutt, napunta kay Michael. Long looking for a foul. Here's Lago, balik kay Michael. Who goes up?
Uy, that's gonna be goaltending. Dahil bahagyang naabot yun ni Art Long.
Oh, nahagip niya ng konti. So that'll count. So the lead is down to 7 here. Let's watch it again. Long will go up here as the ball will go down just a little bit.
Just his fingernail.
Oh. 3:47. Narito si Seals. He has been excellent today. Deep inside is Long.
That's too deep. That's way too deep. Honeycutt should work harder on defense on that play.
Dapat itulak niya eh, no?
Yeah, he's gotta push him
Pag
out.
ganun kalapit eh, ilista mo na. Honeycutt for 3. No. It may be too early to go to the court of last resort here.
And they're taking their shots pretty early. They're not working their offense around.
Ang oras po natin, 3 minuto, 14 na saglit. At may fouls sa Demape. 13 foul ang Tex. With 3:14 remaining here. Pablo has not come back to this game.
I wonder why. I mean, he's not in foul trouble.
Wala. He has scored 9 points. No one else is scoring among the locals anyway. Doon sa nasa loob. And they're not stopping the San Miguel offense.
And it's not like he's a defensive liability.
Totoo yan. Long. Yes. Well, the rest did him well. 20 points para kay Art Long. 10 points in the fourth quarter. Here's the Mape for 3. Yes. Long distance shot brought to you by PLDT Budget Card. Sa 24 cents a minute, ito na ang pinakamababang rate to the US, Hawaii at Canada. But the lead is still at 8.
Pwede pa to, 8 points. But you know what? Really have to give it to Coach Tuckington. Great shock adjustment by him. Biglang nag 2-3 zone sa fourth quarter.
Back to live action. Nick Velasco with a basket. At ang lamang na San Miguel, 10 na naman. Pasok tayo ng winning time sa bayan ng Superstars. Another poorly taken shot mula kay Honeycutt.
Maaga na naman sa shot clock and really no offensive rebounding option there.
Last 2 minutes is brought to you by Barcelona Brandy, a toast to life. Here's Long, 22. He is just going to town. And San Miguel, again, with the ways he coached Shot Duncanson, just paced his boys, the shuffling of men. I mean,
He's done an excellent job.
this victory should be a credit to him.
You've got to give it to him. I mean, a lot of people are giving the credit to the imports, to the locals stepping up on their offense, but with the way he's been adjusting, also on defense, because when a team does well defensively, that's also a great credit to the coach.
And what credit we will give him today dahil here's an offensive foul, although pumasok yung tirang yun. Because this is going to be the 4th straight win. 1 minuto, 23 saglit na lamang po nalalabi dito sa ating laban at ang San Miguel, milya-milya na layo, 84-72 at again, nagpasimula yan sa pambihirang shooting ni Seal. Si Art Long ay hinugot na mula sa ating laro. He will sit down the rest of this game and what a performance for Art Long. Hampered with foul trouble early in this game, he still ends up with 22 points, 9 rebounds, and an incredible 4th quarter for him. Samantala, there's a tap out by Seals, who has simply been excellent. He has just been the epitome of consistency.
And, you know, it's scary to see how his game has been consistently improving since he has come here.
His shooting is
Lalong umiinit.
talagang iba yung kanyang shooting touch.
And he knows how to pace himself. He knows when to take his shots. Maganda yung kanyang timing.
Here's a steal by Patrick Fran. He goes up, challenged by Victoria. You know, Seals, since Seals replaced Damon Flint, San Miguel is now going to go 6-1.
That's right. 6 wins in the last 6 out of their last 7 games they've won with Seals and Long together. Their only loss was to Red Bull.
And with Red Bull losing ngayong araw pong ito laban sa Purefoot, San Miguel now owns the hottest streak in the league. 4 straight wins. First time since last year's Governor's Cup when they won 5 in a row spanning the eliminations and the semis. Samantala, Bill Beno will suffer his 3rd straight loss, the first time in his coaching career dito sa bayan ng Superstars. And a second remaining and that'll do it. Coach Shot Duncanson masterfully shuffling his men, and what a job he has done today.